Hey, Blue Table fans, it's time to take a closer look at this Empire army. This is 10,000 points. So let's just do a Battle of Pelennor Fields panoramic here. Come on! That's awesome! Oh man! I love Warhammer Fantasy. Just outstanding. I'd like to point out box to completion for this was a week, and then we spent another week just part-time going over and picking at some details. So let's take a look. I'm going to do a right to left. You've got Pistoliers and Outriders, a ton of knights, inner circle knights, and we use great swords for these. So they're basically mounted great swords. Come on. Here's a Luther Huss model. This is painted to a higher level. And by the way, all of this is just our Wargamer standard, level 3-5 split. And here's a model from, I'm not exactly sure what range this is from. I should know. I think it's Games Workshop. Pretty sure it's Games Workshop. Here's just our regular swordsman. Now their feathers, as you may notice, are a little brighter. They're an ivory color, which is a great neutral for the blue and red. If we had done them pure white, it would have had maybe a bit of an American flag feel to it. Not that that's a bad thing. And here are handgunners. Here is a hero, a battle standard bearer. So let's go ahead and just give him some love here. And we put this griffin at the top. That's from the Cities of Death kit. And oh, check out this steam tank. Oh my gosh. So this has a confrontation griffin figure in it as the engineer with a spyglass. Isn't that fantastic? And we sculpted on this wolf's head. Found the idea for that online. And yeah, these steam tanks are fantastic. In fact, let's pull out and zoom in on our other steam tank. This guy has a lion's head. And he also has this gunner with his long gun over his shoulder, mask and goggles. So let's set those back aside. We've got some hunters here, huntsmen. I can't really get quite at eye level with them because of the unit in front. Here is a witch hunter figure. That model is just absolutely ridiculously awesome. Let's take a look at the back of that model. He's got a little twin-tailed comet model on there. Here's a beast wizard, and he has, I do believe, a bit of conversion on him as well. And so lots of skulls and whatnot. And okay. Next up, we're looking at a Lumen Arc. So lots of different colors and shades going on the lenses there. Just an absolute ton of detail on this figure. There's like a little acolyte down here. And let's turn this around and take a look at the guy on the back. Heaven's Wizard, absolutely fantastic sculpt. I can't get over this guy. And let's take a look at the war machines. In fact, I'm just going to move one up here. So each one has 3 crew, and so this one's cool because well, one, we did a little bit of embellishment on the base, and these are magnetized so they can switch between Hellblaster volley gun and Hellstorm rocket. Okay, let's just take a look at these swordsmen again. And a ton of halberdiers, 100 of each. So if you look down here, here's the other units of 50 of them. The halberdiers, they do take a little care in order to get them to rank up. All right, let's take a look at a centerpiece model here. This is an Empire General on Griffin. So we're just going to turn him so you can see the wings, the Griffin's head, the rider. Now the rider has these clever little, whoops, sorry, a little unsteady there. These clever little magnets that allow his arm to be switched out. And I do believe the other arms actually do break apart at the wrist. See that? So they've got a great degree of articulation on them. And here we go. So here's the front of this guy, the side, and that is just, I mean, this is a suitably impressive model. In fact, if you look at the army as a whole, what stands out here? The Griffin, it's the War Altar. This thing, we blew a whole Griffin kit just on the back of this. And he has this blue marble that ties in with the blue of the blue enamel of the wood parts of the carriage. Well, I guess the wood and metal parts. So let's take a look at this War Altar of Sigmar. Now, originally I had wanted to make this actually bigger, to make this look a tad more proportionate, but it doesn't look too bad. And this is regulation size for this base, and this army was done for a competitive player. So here's the Arch Lector, and basically we modified this so he would be rearing up, and I just have to say this War Altar is suitably impressive for this army. Here's 24 more Greatsword Cavalry, and as the guys grow more veteran, their feathers are just a little I'm going to say grungier, but not really. Here's the Greatswords. We mixed in some old metals to give them greater variation, and they just, like, each one is just a little bit different, and there are a ton of guys in there. Here's the hero guy. I believe that's from the old metal set. Now, this is a modified Leopold the Black. That's a Forge World figure from the Throne of Tamarkan. And we just put a regular head. He's got like an eye patch on him, and this guy is just really, really, really keen. Here is a Luther Huss. No, I think this is the same one. No, this is a different one, but he's been slightly modified, or the first one was slightly modified. One has a shield and one doesn't. This is a model from Free Blades, and we just, you know, I was on Skype with this client for probably at least 4 hours going over this project and discussing different, you know, models we could use from different ranges. He was looking up stuff that he wanted to include in his army, different sculpts and positioning and stuff like that. So there's I do believe it is a Heavens wizard. Here's a mortar. These are magnetized just like the other ones to be cannons or mortars. The trick with magnetization is to get to just the right amount of pull. And here's a fire wizard. And pretty much stock model on this one. And I do believe there's one more wizard still downstairs getting his staff worked on. And so here's a guy on a Pegasus. I do believe you've seen this already. It's a good idea to put slate work on these, or rocks or something to weigh them down. We use a 1/8 inch metal rod standard for our doweling, and that gives them a great durability. This guy's magnetized too, just like the other one. So I'm not going to fret with that too much. So this guy's pretty heavily converted, and it has this great Empire Plastics head on this Pegasus, which I think really brings it from being a Bretonian type model into an Empire type of iconography there. All right, let's take a look at this Hurricanum. Absolutely fantastic. Now, originally we had made all of these planets kind of the same color, which is fine, and that's a themed way of doing it, but the client did request that we change them to different colors. And so just like the other one, just like the Lumen Arc, this has a whole ton of detail. It's got like 2 guys on it, and there's the acolyte taking a swig of that potion. Tons of detail on this. I just really have to hand it to Games Workshop for doing such an amazing job on these guys. So again, we have some Outriders here. And here is another Warrior Priest. This is a stock figure from Games Workshop. This is a Witch Hunter from 40K that's had the 40K stuff removed from him. Notably his sort of technological backpack that he used to have. Here's our flagellants. These guys are just straight up amazing. Such an absolutely versatile kit. I like making necromancers out of these for undead armies. They work really, really, really super well for that. And lastly, we have the Demogryphs. This is actually 2 units of 4. You can check our web store if you like these. Movement trays. Basically, you get them 5 or 10, 5 cavalry, 10 infantry per base. That's really the way to go. And you get metal plates for the bases. They look like that. And so you just have to buy a metal plate for each of your guys, and of course the tray of the desired size. And this is what the trays look like, just plain. We're pretty picky about how straight they are, and I don't guarantee that you can hold your guys upside down like this, but hold on, let's make sure that guy's flat. There you go. But they do hold really nicely, and again, I did that once with some metal cold ones a few years back, and they just did not go so well. So anyway, these Demogryphs are absolutely real. In fact, let's pull some of those out. They've got slate work on their bases, and that is a really nice touch. So we'll take a closer look at these guys. Now, when you have a project done by Blue Table Painting, it gets inspected several times. It gets inspected once by the pod leader, and that is, and of course the painter themselves. They're supposed to look at things. By the way, this is a confrontation figure. There's a bunch of engineers in here that are from this range. So anyway, so pod leader, art director, then they go to digital photography, where the digital photographer does a cursory examination and account. And then the last and most important inspection is by the client themselves. So I'm sending this video to this client, and hope that he likes what he sees. And I would like to say publicly thank you very much for this wonderful commission. It was a great experience for us and allowed us to really flex our muscle as a studio to do a really, really, really huge project and put a lot of care and attention into it. There was many, many, many pages of instructions for this project. And I have to really tip my hat to my crew, who really carried this to effect in a good amount of time, and also with a lot of inspiration. So there it is, folks. Hope you enjoyed and got your inspiration for the day.